You know how we usually think history changes because of battles, and then you realize that sometimes it changes because of a single sheet of paper. Today I'm going to show you the document, essentially a formal letter that helped bring down an entire empire and set off a domino effect that rippled across Europe and the world. And what's most unsettling, it wasn't a fiery speech, it was a signature. To understand why this document was so explosive, you need to feel the mood of the time. Tsar Nicholas II's Russia was already cracking from the inside. Extreme inequality, food shortages, and rising prices in major cities. A war draining lives and resources, World War I, and a government that felt distant, slow, and unable to respond. This wasn't a single crisis. It was a pileup of crises, and when everything piles up, you only need one spark. Now, the paper that brought down an empire, Tsar Nicholas II's abdication, in March 1917. That document marks the symbolic political moment when the Tsar gives up the throne, and that's not just switching leaders. In Russia's case, it meant the end of centuries of Tsarist rule, and a public admission that the old state could no longer hold itself together. Here's the key detail. The abdication didn't create the crisis. It officially confirmed that the empire had lost control, and this is where the paper domino effect begins. When an emperor abdicates, it's not just one person stepping aside, a system collapses, and what replaces it? A power vacuum. In Russia, that vacuum became a struggle. On one side, forces trying to organize a new government. On the other, revolutionary groups seeing a once-in-a-lifetime opening to flip the board. The abdication acts like an unintended green light. For some, it's now we can reform. For others, it's now we can tear it all down and start over. That's why documents like this are dangerous. They turn instability into permission for change. The moment the Tsar himself signs the end of his reign, the old regime loses its final argument. The Tsar is still in control. And here's what makes this story bigger than Russia. The consequences didn't stay inside Russia, because when an empire falls, the world recalculates alliances, risks, and power. In the middle of World War I, a collapse like this sends shockwaves through diplomacy, strategy, and public opinion. This abdication becomes a key piece for understanding how political transformations accelerated inside Russia, how Europe's balance shifted during the war, and how the 20th century moved toward new kinds of ideological conflict. In other words, that sheet of paper didn't just end a crown. It reshaped what nations believed was possible, acceptable, and inevitable. And that's the fascinating part. History isn't only written by armies. It's also written by official decisions that change the rules of the game. But the most chilling detail is actually human. Think about the symbolism. For years, the Tsar was treated as the head of the state, almost unmovable, almost permanent. And then a signature. It's like history saying, what looked eternal had an expiration date. That's why documents like this can be so dangerous. They're not just text, they're a point of no return. Now I want to end with a question that Esperfix for the comments. Which historical document do you think was the most dangerous? A manifesto, a decree, a treaty, a letter? Write it in the comments, name the document, and tell me why. If you like this format, one document, 1,000 consequences, hit like and subscribe. Because next time I'll cover another piece of paper that changed everything, and it might not be the one you expect.